Today we are reacting to school shooters who mess with the wrong person. I won't lie, I feel like that's one of like a top 20 scariest experiences for the children or the person in the school and the parent, cause like that is a crazy thing to experience. I'm not gonna lie. And all them school shooter drills, I used to always did wonder in my head, what if somebody came to school with that? I won't lie. In my middle school, I'm not laughing because this, the other subject, but it's like the school I went to, I won't lie, boy, hooligans, a whole lot of YNs, chaotic things happen. Niggas had brought guns, but more or less it was like, self-protection. Me personally, never. Now, I've had a BB gun in my bag one time, only because my homeboy left it there. Be mine, I forgot. I found out near the end of school as I'm walking out, really, because I already went in my bag like that. And I look, oh, this could have went bad. That could have been bad. That could have been bad for me, not gonna lie. But let's check this video out.
A gunman on a college campus in Seattle. One person killed, 2 wounded, and the hero student tackling the shooter as he reloaded.
June 5th, 2014 is the day shooter Aaron Ibarra was humbled when John Mice tackled him. Despite having a gun and a knife, the shooter soon discovered he'd messed with the wrong person. These are school shooters messing with the wrong people.
One of the students who helped end the Colorado school shooting is calling the attackers cowards and praising a friend who died confronting one of them.
Students like Brendan Biley already had the shoot.
I won't lie, I give them that. This is Captain America-esque bravery, and I salute to them boys. I'm not gonna cap, because that take a lot of courageousness to stand up to a nigga with a gun, because let alone a lot of niggas won't even do that. Like, that's hard. That's a lot of hard.
Shooters pinned to the ground.
May 7, 2019. 2 shooters stormed STEM school Highlands Ranch in Colorado with the intention to massacre, but they didn't expect anybody would stand up to them and foul their plan. Devin Erickson and Alec McKinney.
Bro, what be compelling? Like, I don't want to hear that insanity case, none of that mental issues, depression, etc., etc. Look, man, there is no excuse for, okay, I'm finna bring a gun and I'm finna cause chaos. There's no excusable actions of that, bruh. Like, what are you physically dealing with that's making you want to commit acts like this?
Came prepared for.
And then, don't most schools have metal detectors? Or am I tripping? Or like the little thing you can see? Because I remember my school had that. That was the reason we had clear book bags.
For this mass destruction, Erickson was armed with a Glock 19 9mm semi-automatic pistol, a weapon capable of holding up to 15 rounds in its mag. This handgun, easily concealable yet incredibly deadly at close range, must have been chosen because of these advantages. McKinney, on the other hand, carried a Winchester 12-gauge pump-action shotgun, a formidable firearm that could deliver devastating damage with each pull of the trigger. Together, they brought all kinds of ammunition, ensuring they had more than enough firepower to inflict max casualties. Their intent was crystal.
Why though? Like why?
Clear. They sought to wreak havoc and leave behind a scene of carnage. As the day would progress, no one really could have anticipated the horror that was about to unfold. Erickson and McKinney, their faces painted with eerie makeup, stalked the hallways, brandishing their weapons. The first shots rang out, shattering the calm. Startled by the gunfire, students and staff scramble for cover. As Erickson and McKinney moved through the school, they fired indiscriminately, their bullets tearing through flesh and ricocheting off walls.
Man, my heart would drop at that exact moment. That's why I give them boys credit, because in a moment like this, you wouldn't know what to do. Like, you're terrified. You don't know if you're going to die or not. You don't know where they're at. You don't know if they're coming into your room. You don't know if you're going to get spared or not. You just never seen it. You know you had them jokes where, yeah, I'm going to be cool with the weird kids so you don't come to school and shoot. Like, you just never know, really. And this is like a very terrifying experience.
What they didn't expect was anybody standing in their way. They were wrong, as 3 students step up and show that they're not going to allow anyone to terrorize their school on their wall.
There is electromagnetic energy in that pyramid between 200 and 600 meter wavelengths.
In Atlantean times, we knew that everything was mined.
Giants have been found in the Midwest.
The fog
Watch. 18-year-old Kendrick Castillo, without a moment's hesitation, sprang into action, choosing to confront the shooter head-on. In a valiant attempt to save his classmates, Castillo lunged at Erickson, trying to disarm him. Sadly, he was met with a fatal gunshot to the chest, but his action had created an opportunity to foil this deadly attack.
R.I.P. Kendrick, man. Damn, bro.
And at least slow the attacker down. Seeing what Castillo did, a chain reaction of heroic acts began to set off. Two students, Brendan Bialy and Joshua Jones, were motivated to
First dude, like he just a stickler for like a lot of rules. I won't lie.
Step in. Bialy isn't the kind of guy you want to be in a fight with. He's incredibly fit, with the heart of a warrior. According
like he looked very Boy Scoutish, if that makes sense.
To him, he'd always been prepared for situations like this and dreamt of joining the U.S. Marines after graduation.
What I thought I'd be able to do in a situation like that was the reality of what I did.
The brave teen helped subdue one of the two suspects in Tuesday's shooting at STEM School Highlands Ranch.
Displaying incredible physical prowess and determination, Bialy tackled Erickson, ignoring the fact that Erickson still had a loaded gun in his hand. On Bialy's side was Jones, who with unwavering resolve joined the struggle, helping to subdue Erickson. In this scuffle, Erickson opened fire and managed to hit Jones twice. A shot went through the hip and the other in the leg, but this didn't deter these.
In the hip. Oh, man, I just couldn't. That's my biggest fear, to get shot. I don't want to get stabbed either, but man, boy, they real as they realer than a lot of y'all, bro. They is real.
These heroes, they kept up with the fight until they disarmed the shooter and subdued him.
He got
Interestingly, Jones was so focused on this mission
like
that he didn't even know he'd been shot twice.
Jones said that he did not realize he had been shot until the gunman was on the ground.
Fortunately, police arrived on time and were shocked when they saw that Bialy and Jones had already apprehended one of the shooters. The attack left 18-year-old Kendrick Castillo dead, his life cut short by a senseless act of violence. 8 other students suffered injuries, some life-threatening, forever bearing the physical and emotional scars of that fateful day. Brendan Bialy's actions were hailed as heroic by many, including the U.S. Marine Corps, who recognized his courage and commitment to protecting his classmates. Yet Bialy remained humbled, insisting that Kendrick Castillo's name should be remembered above all.
Meese, a 22-year-old senior at the time, dashes out in bare feet and pepper sprays him right in the face. Wrestling the gun from Ibarra's hand.
June 5th, 2014, one of the most extraordinary acts of courage was caught on camera when Sean Mace tackled a school shooter in the most remarkable way. Despite having a gun and a knife, the shooter was simply no match for Mace. It was
Hey man, clean hop out. He hopped out on the nigga, bro. Like, what?
Seemingly ordinary Thursday afternoon at Seattle Pacific University. Students were bustling between classes. The campus was alive with the usual hum of academic life. But for 27-year-old
Aaron Ibarra, he looks like a villain. Like, I would spit in his face and slap, bro. Like, Neanderthal looking ass, ugly ass. This nigga is dirty as hell. I hope he rots, nigga. Smack this nigga right now, bruh. Like, come on, smack him.
This day was anything but.
This nigga looked like he just full of eyeball, like an ill intent. They ain't even got no chin, bro.
Ordinary. Ibarra had a history of mental health issues and a disturbing fascination with the column.
And see, this is what I mean by that mental health kind of excuse. Man, look, ain't none of that, bruh. If you really liking that Columbine school shooting mass murderer things, you're not mentally nothing. You're mentally insane. You need to be put down. I don't believe in put them in jail. What Omar say? Put them niggas down.
Columbine shootings, leading to a meticulously planned attack. In the days leading up to June 5th, 2014, Ibarra visited the SPU campus, posing as a prospective student. He convinced 2 female students to give him a private tour of Otto Miller Hall, where he scoped out potential escape routes and areas of vulnerability.
Do he not just see him over there? Like, is he, like, he just sit? I think he's on his laptop. That's why he's not really paying attention. But, like, at least this just me. Like, when y'all, like, is sitting somewhere and y'all, like, chilling y'all phone and y'all see somebody walk or y'all heard footsteps, y'all don't never just look up, you know what I'm saying? Or it's just me. Let me know.
On the day of the attack, Ibarra drove his white pickup truck to the campus, armed with a Browning over-under shotgun, a large fixed-blade hunting knife, and additional ammunition.
And then do he not see him sitting right there either?
At approximately 3 p.m., Ibarra parked his truck and approached Paul Lee, a 19-year-old freshman, outside Otto Miller Hall. Without warning, Ibarra shot Lee in the back of the head at close range, killing him instantly. The shotgun pellets also struck Thomas Fowler, who was standing nearby. Ibarra would then attempt to shoot a female student, but his gun misfired, giving her a chance to escape. He then entered Otto Miller Hall, where he encountered Tristan Cooper Roth. He told Tristan that he had just shot a man outside for disrespecting him and warned him not to move. Moments later, Ibarra saw Sarah Williams.
Oh man, I know that's just so terrifying. I can't get that out of my head. Like, just imagine you coming out of your class, you just chilling. You know everything went good, aced your test and all that. You come down the steps, you just see some deranged nigga with a shotgun pointed at you. Like that's something to send your heart out of your body. Like that's an out of body experience. Like that's a damn, it's over. Like I'm frozen from fear.
Descending the stairs. He fired at her, hitting her in the upper torso. As Cooper Roth tried to flee, Ibarra's gun misfired again. As Aaron attempted to reload his shotgun, John Mace, a student building monitor, saw his opportunity. Armed with only a can of pepper spray, Mace courageously approaches Ibarra and sprays him in the face. All disoriented, Aaron was tackled
he
to
got
the
on
ground
that
by
with
Mace, who then
he got on that with him. He got on that with him. He was not playing with bro. He got on that with him. Like, you not see his form? How he came around the corner?
Ibarra sprays him
spray him in the face.
All disoriented, Aaron was tackled to the ground by Mace, who then wrestled the shotgun away from him. He reached for his hunting knife, but Mace kicked it out of his hand and held him down until help arrived. 911.
See, I don't know. I've wrestled once. I've never been in a fight, but I'm saying this personally, me. My arm's too long. And the biceps too big. If I get you in the hole and the whatever the school shooter name was, he already looks frail. Like he just can't even swing or nothing like that. I promise you, if I get you on that ground, I'm locking your arms up and I'm choking you till you pass out. I'm not letting go. Like there's no, I'm not letting go until I see this nigga just fought. Like none of that. That's dead.
Dispatchers began receiving frantic calls about the shooting, and within minutes, Seattle Police Department officers arrive on scene and secure the area. Paul Lee was pronounced dead on arrival at Harborview Medical Center. Sarah Williams was in critical condition and underwent emergency surgery. Thomas Fowler was treated for serious injuries and kept overnight for observation. Now, John Mace may have been recognized and given many awards as a hero, but he remains humble about what he did that day to save many more lives. He believes the media should focus on the victims and not his heroic act.
First thing I see is him open his jacket and him pull a big gun out of it. All the kids just start screaming.
On May 17th, 2019, high school student Angel Granados Diaz walked into his school with a loaded shotgun.
My thing is, like, I don't know if everybody's school has this, but my school, like, how it was set up, you can come in multiple ways. Never mind. I was going to say, you can come in multiple ways because I forgot it was more ways you can come in. But we had a main entrance where it's like, you know, the front desk where like the parents are coming to get their kids and like early outs and stuff like that. And you would have to be, you would be seen by them. You know what I'm saying? So if you was wearing something very suspicious, you would get caught. So I'm starting to think I'd have to remember like other entrances and exits in schools that kids can like get into. But this whole trench coat, man, you can't even wear a trench coat without being suspicious. A trench coat is the most diabolical fit. Like not even just talking about down bad. Like it's the most suspicious fit that you can wear. No matter you can wear a trench coat to a modern day thing. 9 out of 10, you getting looks at you like, hey man, I don't know. I don't trust this. I'm scared. I'm spooked.
With determination to carry out his mission, what was to end in tragedy became an inspiration.
Man, fuck all that hugging. Like, let that no, bruh. We not doing that. Like, I don't care if he's a kid, I'm a grown. I'm slapping him, clean in the face, slapping him. Let me lose my job. You just almost took out majority of the students. Don't try to feel sympathy now and try to get the sad card played for you. Nah, like, what you brought a whole gun to school, bro. Are you crazy?
Story thanks to the quick action of Coach Keenan Lowe in that intense moment. The incident unfolds at Park Rose High School in Portland, Oregon, where Keenan Lowe was the football coach. He was a former star wide receiver for the University of Oregon Ducks, who had always been a pillar of strength and guidance for his students. Now, his presence at the school was a source of comfort and security. However, on this fateful day, his skills would be put to the ultimate test. About noon of that day, 18-year-old Angel Granados Diaz was walking through the hallway with a loaded shotgun hidden under his jacket. You see, Angel was going through mental health crises, and his intentions, though not entirely clear, were undoubtedly dangerous. He entered into a classroom, opened his trench coat to
that it's just that mental thing, bro. Stop. Like, you gotta stop that. That's like giving them an excuse, like, just to and they can just say, I'm mentally disturbed and I'm going through it.
reveal the gun. From that moment, everything happened so quick. The students immediately ran out of that class as fast as they could through another door. Coach Lowe was standing close to the doorway just a few feet away from Angel. Without thinking too much about his safety, Lowe jumped at Angel and grabbed the gun with both hands. Now it's a fight between coach and student. Both of them held the gun with both.
Let's be real. Let's be real. This is not a fight. Not even. This is barely. This is like Madara versus Minato. Like, this is not a fight. Like, the coaches, coaches Madara, little kid Minato. Look how he's pushing it back with one hand. It's not a fair fight, bro.
Hands. Coach Lowe was making sure that the gun didn't go off facing the fleeing students or himself. He used his strength and determination to overpower the student. Eventually,
manhandled.
Managing to wrestle the gun away, Coach Lowe was able to hand the shotgun over to another teacher as he pulled Angel out of the class into the hallway. All this while, Coach Lowe was holding the student in a tight hug, trying to calm him. At this moment, something really amazing happened. Instead of reacting with anger or fear, Lowe chose compassion. He embraced the distraught student, holding him tightly. And this act of empathy was captured on security footage, showing Lowe comforting this student, who was clearly in a state of emotional turmoil. Who could have expected this situation would turn out to be positively emotional?
Hey, they gone. Like, they not finna start running either.
Angel had told the coach that he didn't mean to hurt anyone. He'd come to class that day only to end his own life. This young man had bottled up a lot of pain and was severely depressed.
Okay. I still can't feel sympathy, only because why are you walking into a classroom full of people just to injure yourself? I'm not saying that you're supposed to injure yourself. You can seek help when you're that depressed, but it's like, why go out of your way to bring a gun to school? Okay, I'm finna end it at school in front of a lot of people. That's just no, bro.
It was later discovered that the shotgun had only one round in it, and Angel had inscribed 05/17/2019 on the casing, which was the date of this incident, showing it was actually carefully planned. They also discovered a suicide note in his jacket, so it seemed Angel was sincere. Lowe's actions not only prevented a potential tragedy, but also highlighted the power of understanding and human connection in moments of crisis. His bravery and quick thinking turned a potentially deadly encounter into a moment of profound humanity. Granados Diaz, who was suffering from a mental health crisis, later pled guilty.
These suicide vests they be having in jail don't make no sense because the neck is still wide open and the wrist. So it's like, or am I just tripping?
To the charges relating to carrying a loaded firearm in a public place. He was given 3 years of probation and was going to get all the help he needed to recover. Lowe's actions were widely praised, and he was hailed as a hero. He's received awards in recognition for this bravery, including the Congressional Medal of Honor Citizen Honor Award.
And I interrupted his plans the moment I stepped in. If it had been 5 minutes later, he would have stepped out and shot people in the hallway.
January 20th, 2017, Logan.
Hey, pause that thought. I see you enjoying the video. I like that. But half of y'all don't got notifications on and half of y'all not subscribed. Why don't you hit that like button, hit the notification bell. We trying to hit 2,000 subs. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, it's a brand new year, 2025. We trying to blow up. And don't forget to follow the TikTok. And we be live on Twitter sometimes and TikTok too. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Let's get back to it.
And Cole stepped into the restroom of West Liberty Salem High School in Ohio to check his hair, not knowing there was a student in there with a loaded gun preparing to unleash terror on the school. And what happens next isn't what anyone could have imagined. Eli Serna, a 17-year-old student, walked into the school with a shotgun concealed in his bag. All he needed was a place and opportunity to get the gun out without anyone seeing him. Later that morning, he chose the boys' bathroom as his staging area, hoping no one would walk in as he prepared for his attack. Eli had been struggling with severe depression and feelings of isolation, but despite his quiet demeanor, he harbored a storm of emotions.
See, if you depressed, what is making you want to end everybody else's life? Like, that's the part I'm not understanding. Like, if you're depressed, and I don't know everyone's circumstances, what they going through and at home and all these other variables, but in the same vein of how depressed are you getting to go grab a gun? Like, because you have to do this, and when you're depressed, you're in a state of depression, and I don't give a fuck. When you're depressed, you don't want to do anything. You have no ambition to do anything. You're laying there sulking in your sadness and your sorrows. To get up physically and plan something out like this, you have to have ambition for it. You know what I'm saying? You have to want to get up. So there's not no level of depression that deep to where you getting, you know what I'm saying? No, you can't use depression if you're getting up doing all this.
That had led him to this point to carry out a tragic act of violence. At approximately 7:30 a.m., Eli entered the school's bathroom and he was just bringing the shotgun out of his bag when Logan Cole, a 16-year-old student known for his friendly nature, walked in. He couldn't believe his eyes, seeing a student with a shotgun and a ski mask on. Logan immediately realized that Eli was about to step out and start a shooting spree. For a second, the two teens stared at each other. Then, without warning, Eli raised his shotgun and fired twice, hitting Logan.
Ooh, boy. And in fact, I think he lived. I think that was him talking in the beginning of the video, but just that stir off moment, like when Shorty seen the dude in the college, like, man, you lock eyes with him, he lock eyes with you, gun in hand, heart beating, like heart from the like. Then it's like when, oh man, oh my God, like I couldn't imagine the feeling. Like you're staring the gun in the face and next thing you know, boom, that's it. Like it's game.
Logan in the chest and back.
A bunch of air just like shoved me toward the side, and I don't have any memory of getting shot a second time. But obviously it happened.
Logan fell to the floor bleeding and in immense pain. However, he showed courage despite having over 200 shotgun pellets in his body from those shots and a broken tooth after he hit the floor. While other people might have been writhing in pain and begging for their lives, Logan was not begging for his. He looked Eli in the eyes and told him not to proceed with this massacre, though Logan's injuries made him too weak.
So basically, he talked no jutsu with this nigga. Hey, I give him that. But same time, I feel like the shooter, when after he shot him, he realized like, ooh, what did I just really do? This is real life. Like, this is real fucking life.
To fight the shooter physically, he was able to wrestle him emotionally, and surprisingly, it worked.
And it turned out to be Logan was saying, hey, just put the gun down. You haven't killed anybody. You don't need to hurt anybody else.
The shooter apologized and slid the gun under the stall.
Meanwhile, outside the bathroom, teachers and students heard that gunfire that echoed throughout the hallways. That immediately sent students and staff into a panic, as many would rush to escape from the scene. And interestingly, not everyone was running away for dear life. Two courageous men started running in the direction of the gunshots. They were determined to protect their students and stop the shooter, even if it meant putting themselves in danger. And these men were Principal Greg Johnson and Assistant Principal Andy McGill. They found Eli in the bathroom, still armed and dangerous, and with remarkable bravery, they managed to subdue him and secure the weapon, preventing any further harm. By the time the cops arrived, they met Eli, already bonded up, and Principal Greg holding him down. Eli Serna was arrested and later sentenced to 23 and a half years in prison for attempt.
Not enough. Not enough. I'm gonna keep saying it. It's not enough. 23. Stop putting him in jail. Lynch him. Like, hang, euthanasia, like put him that the chair, Like, if you could, I'm sorry, this is just me. I believe you're committing heinous acts. You need to get a heinous act committed onto you. Stone this nigga.
Attempted murder, felonious assault, and inducing panic. During his trial, it was shown that Eli had been suffering from major depression, a factor contributing to his actions but did not excuse him. Logan was quickly transported to the hospital, where he underwent emergency surgery. His survival was nothing short of a miracle, and he still...
This is just me. If I was family to Logan, I'm calling him Wolverine just for him making it out of this situation. Not gonna lie. But congratulations to Logan, the principal, and I forgot the other guy that was with the principal, but like, you know, kudos to them, props to them, because that takes real strength and real, like, courageous.
Still lives with about 100 bullet pellets in his back and chest.
Seaman threw a basketball at him as a diversion, then ran toward the bullets, knocking the gun from his hands and tackling the shooter to the ground.
May 25th, 2018, a school shooter storms into a class at Noblesville West Middle School in Indiana. Former football player and now teacher Jason Seaman would teach him a lesson he would...
That last name is wild. Hold on. I'm strong. You are the reason I teach.
Never forget. 9:06 a.m. The school day's in full swing. In Jason's classroom, students were focused on a science test. Among them was Ella Whistler, a bright and cheerful student, unaware of the impending danger. Meanwhile, the gunman, a 13-year-old boy, known to his classmates as friendly and funny, had a dark plan. The day before, he had filmed a chilling video in his basement, revealing 2 handguns and ominously stating that he would take other people's lives before taking his own. He also warned 3 classmates via text messages not to come to school.
Idiot. Like, I'm not saying idiot in terms of, like, you know what I'm saying, like, just doing it and effing up his plans or whatever, but it's like, why does, like, come on now, bruh. Stop involving
Next
others.
day, the boy's mother would later testify that the morning seemed normal. He got ready for school, talked about an upcoming band concert, but hidden in his backpack were a .22 caliber handgun, a .45 caliber handgun, and a knife. As sad as it is, this school didn't have a metal detector, so it was easy for him to get the guns inside. During the second period.
And see, I was gonna say, don't like a lot of schools got metal detectors. Like, at least the schools I've been to have had metal detectors. So I don't know if I'm just Hey, look, man, say anything about me yawning, I promise you. I'm working 6 days straight, gym, locked in, focused. The grind don't stop, bruh. Yeah, you know?
The boy asks to be excused from the classroom. He gets his backpack from his locker and heads towards the bathroom, where he prepares for his horrific act. Returning back to the classroom, he concealed his weapons under his hooded sweatshirt. As he re-entered the room, he pulls out the .22 caliber handgun and starts firing. The first shots hit Jason Seaman, who was helping Ella with a question about the quiz. But despite the chaos and pain, Seaman's instincts kicked.
I could tell he a big nigga. Like, no diddy. Like, he looked like he good 6'4". Good 6'4". Like,
he grabs a small baseball bat and throws it at the shooter, momentarily distracting him. Now, Jason wasn't just any teacher. He's a formidable presence both in and out of the classroom.
Like, you could just tell, like Aki, like, clean Aki.
His physical fitness was evident to anyone who saw him. He has a background in 3 different sports: football, basketball, and track. And as a defensive...
I don't know about him in basketball. I don't feel like he was the greatest. I'm not gonna count. Track, he still, I don't know. But football, that look like it's his sport. Like, it looked like he thrives well in football.
Lineman at Southern Illinois University, he was known for his speed, strength, and agility. His time on the field saw him accumulate 88 career tackles, helping his team to 2 conference titles and 3 playoff appearances. The students saw him not just as a teacher, but as a protector, someone who could just stand up to danger and keep him safe. Let's go back. The shooter shot Jason 3 times, and they all hit their target. But this didn't stop him. Ignoring those injuries, he charged at him and tackled him to the ground. His actions prevented further blood.
Hey, that's another thing. Imagine getting tackled by like a nigga that really was like that in football. Some of y'all couldn't even relate. And
bloodshed. Meanwhile, he was yelling at the students to get out of the room. Fortunately, the police came quick and the shooter was arrested without further incident. Jason Seaman and Ella Whistler were both rushed to the hospital. Jason, despite being shot 3 times, was hailed as a hero for his bravery, but he doesn't like being referred to as a hero. He believes that he just did whatever he had to do, and it wasn't an act of heroism. Ella, though critically injured, survived and began her long road to recovery.
According to reports, got up on a...
And also, my tripping is like, everybody that say they got shot, I don't want to feel it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Personally, for myself. But I'm asking, like, why is this a recurring thing? People say they get shot. They say they never really, like, they brain don't click and let them know, like, hey, you been shot. You know what I'm saying? It take a minute to register. I want y'all, do y'all kind of know why? Like, if you do, leave me in the comment section.
Table to shoot at students when he tried to switch guns. That's when students tackled him and forced him to stop.
May 21st, 1998, Jacob Riker, a 17-year-old at Thurston High School, Oregon, didn't know that he'd have to play the hero that day. But when this other student started shooting, he was determined to stop him by all means. A 15-year-old freshman at Thurston High School had been showing evidence of being disturbed psychologically, and his parents had noticed it. They sought professional help for his increasingly erratic behavior, but nothing could prepare him for what was about to unfold. May 20th, 1998, Kip's turmoil reached its breaking point. In a fit of rage and confusion,
a month after I was born, too. That's crazy. Say, Unc, I dare you. I dare you, say, Unc. I dare you.
He shot his father in the back of the head as he sat at the kitchen table. Later, when his mother returned home, he met her in the garage and shot her multiple times. But this was only the beginning.
Ooh, bro. Then, yeah, see, there's no mentally disturbed. That's just sinister. Like, that's just, like, nothing but hatred in your blood. Like what? Why?
Of the
he
evil
really
he'd
murdered
commit.
both
May 21st,
his parents,
the
bro.
next morning, after executing his parents, Kiplin drove his mother's car to Thurston High School, carrying with him a semi-automatic rifle, 2 handguns, and a knife, all hidden under this trench coat he wore. He would have 1,000 rounds of ammunition with him, proving he's ready to unleash maximum carnage. And as he walked through these schools' doors, he was met with resistance. This was because Kiplin Kinkle was suspended from Thurston High School the previous day, after being found in possession of a loaded stolen handgun on school grounds. A friend had stolen the pistol from another friend's father and sold it to Kinkle the night before. This would lead to his suspension pending an expulsion hearing. So it was a surprise when students saw him walking into school that morning. Right there, Kiplin started shooting and then made his way to the school's cafeteria. About 300 students filled this place, chatting and laughing. Suddenly, the air was shattered by the deafening sound of gunfire. Kinkle had entered the room, his eyes cold and determined, as he began to unleash a barrage of bullets. Panic erupts immediately and students are screaming, scrambling for cover. Amidst this pandemonium, Jacob Riker was focused on the shooter, waiting for the right time to pounce. That opportunity came when Kiplin reloaded his rifle. It was at this point that he estimated he had shot about 35 students and fired over 50 shots.
35. God damn, like, God fucking damn.
Time seemed slow as Jacob assessed the situation. He knew that if Kip was allowed to continue, more friends would die. With a surge of adrenaline, Jacob pushed himself up from the floor and charged at Kip, closing the distance between them in a heartbeat. Jacob wrestled the...
Y'all be watching Cobra Kai? Like, I never really seen it. I'm not gonna lie. I've never been a big fan of, like, the whole Karate Kid, Cobra Kai. Like, my favorite karate thing was kicking it, really.
Rifle out of his hands, but they didn't know he had 2 pistols tucked in his belt. As they tussled to the ground, Kiplin pulled out one of the pistols and fired a shot into Jacob's chest. But Jacob's bravery proved infectious, with 6 students jumping on Kiplin and succeed in subduing him. They managed to pin him to the ground.
I won't tell you no lie. If it's 6 of us, bruh, stomp him. Stomp him, kick him, choke him, bite him. I don't even care. Bite him. Like,
until the police arrived. The immediate threat was over, but the tension still lingered in the air. Jacob Riker's actions that day were nothing short of heroic. This kid was unbelievable. He had the presence of mind and the courage to confront this shooter, preventing further loss of life. His bravery in the face of unimaginable danger turned him into a symbol of hope and resilience for his community. Mr. Kinkle was sentenced to 111 years in prison without the possibility of parole after pleading guilty to 4 counts of murder and 26 counts of attempted suspected murder. The sentence was upheld on appeal.
Rotten
Despite numerous legal challenges over the years, Kinkle was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia and began taking antipsychotic medication after his arrest. The lives of two students, Ben Walker and Mikhail Nikolausen, were tragically cut short during the Thurston High School shooting. In the aftermath of this tragedy, the community of Springfield, Oregon, came together to honor the victims and support the survivors. A permanent memorial was established outside Thurston High School to remember those lost and to provide a place for reflection and healing.
But really, the big hero of the day today is a teacher who was able to disarm the girl who had the gun and hold her down until police got there.
May 6th, 2021. Students and staff at Rigby Middle School in Idaho ran for their lives as another student unleashed mayhem. But one teacher approached this shooter and showed that sometimes having a big heart,
like my old math teacher, really,
is more important than having a big gun. That morning began like any other, with students bustling through their hallways, teachers preparing for their classes, and the usual gossip and laughter filling life in the air. But beneath the appearance of a normal day, an unimaginable danger was brewing. 8:55 a.m., a 12-year-old girl dressed in black and wearing a suit.
Hey, I think I heard of this. Like, this little girl grabbed a gun. I don't know where she got it from. I think mainly it's always the parents' house. Well, the parents' gun, and just brought it to school. I think out of everything throughout this whole video, this is probably the only one I've really seen and heard about.
Surgical mask wanders the hallways. She'd been seen earlier in the counselor's office, where she had seemingly an ordinary interaction with staff. But now, she was headed towards the southeast bathrooms, her backpack concealing a semi-automatic pistol. This was about the time the first period was beginning. Krista Knighting, a dedicated math teacher known for her calm demeanor and compassionate nature, was just preparing her lesson.
Shout out,
Krista! What was going on with this little girl? It was 9:05 a.m. when the first gunshot rang out. At first, it was mistaken for a loud noise from construction work or a prank, but as the second and third shots echoed throughout the halls, the reality of the situation began to sink in. Panic spread like wildfire. Everybody was scrambling for cover, unsure of where the shots were coming from or who was responsible. Jim Wilson, the school's custodian, was the first to be shot. He was cleaning his...
Come on, gang. Come on, man. The custodian, though. Like, I don't like that word. The janitor, really, though. Who's really popping the janitor? The janitors, like, I won't say they were cool. I never interact with the janitors, really, but who's really who's the janitor bother, and who like would bother the janitor? They're just there. It's like they're like a background character. Like, what is you doing that for?
Specific area when he heard a loud bang. Initially, he didn't realize it was a gunshot until he saw the shooter raise her arm and felt a bullet hit his leg. Despite the injury, Wilson managed to get to the counseling office, where he received some first aid. Amidst the chaos, Krista Knighting emerged as an unlikely hero. She was in her classroom when she heard the shots fired, and instinctively, she ushered her students to safety and then stepped into the hallway, her heart pounding, but her mind clear.
Everybody really be so brave, like, hey, do y'all think if y'all was in these scenarios, do y'all think y'all would really stand up? Like, you can include your homeboys or whatever, but, like, do y'all think y'all really could, like, stand up and try to stop a school shooter? Me, personally, I wouldn't sit here and try to, like, cap, like, I'm finna just be Mr. Macho and just dive head first. It would have to be a scenario of I catch them lacking, or the midst of reloading, or a fight or flight experience where I know I have no other option but to fight.
She spots the little girl holding the gun, her hands trembling. Knighting was really shocked when she discovered it was a little girl that was shooting. The expression on the teacher's face was not fear or anger, but concern. With calmness, Knighting approaches the little girl and speaks to her in a steady and reassuring voice. The girl, visibly distressed, didn't resist as Knighting gently placed her hand over the girl's and took the gun away.
She got that close?
Are you the shooter? And she just watched me, and I just walked up to her and I put my hand over her hand, and I just slowly pulled the gun.
Niding then did something extraordinary. She hugged the girl, offering comfort in a moment of crisis. She stayed with her, talked with her, kept her calm until the police arrived. Her actions not only disarmed the shooter, but also prevented further tragedy. In the end, the 3 victims of the shooting were taken to the Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center. Dr. Michael Lemon, the trauma medical director, reported that all 3 had non-life-threatening injuries. The custodian was treated and released the same day, while the 2 students were kept overnight for observation. The school was placed on lockdown, and emergency services quickly arrived. The girl was taken into custody, and the wounded were taken care of. The community was left in shock, grappling with the events of that day and the heroism that had prevented a greater catastrophe.
Man, that shit is actually fucking crazy. Like, that people really come to school and, like, you know, doing this. But shout out to all the brave ones, man. I salute all of them, because that ain't no easy feat. But if y'all did like this, don't forget to follow the TikTok, follow the Twitch. We be live there sometimes. Don't forget to like up. You know what I'm saying? Join the Discord. Link in the comments. Link in the bio. You know, share it. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. Tell a brother. You know, hey man, we back.